Hey weirdos, what's up? This is Wherein Jarvix with Make Oklahoma Weirder. As you can see, I'm down here in Campus Corner in Norman. There's the legendary Deli venue, which I've been hanging out a little bit tonight. Support the Deli, by the way, just in general. They've been around for a long time. Live music every single day. And honestly, business around here in Campus Corner has changed so much that, man, things aren't the way they used to be. The Deli is no longer like the destination. I mean, this thing that's right next to it, there's a lot of people go to that place instead of the Deli. This thing that's like 4 stories or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, support live music. Support live music in Campus Corner. The Deli currently is having a show. Paxton Pennington is playing right now, this very second, as I'm recording this. Before him was Sam Westhoff. So I guess I can touch on that really quick. If you don't know Sam Westhoff, he's from Tulsa, singer-songwriter type, but also multifaceted, multi-instrumentalist. He's been on my radar for a few years. He's put out some material, an EP, an LP. So there's some singles this year, and it seems like he's kind of slowly gravitating from a singer-songwriter type, trying on different kinds of styles. It feels like he's kind of pushing a little bit more towards a pop sensibility, certainly in his presentation as well. And he's certainly been getting around. I know he played Hop Jam, etc. But he came down, he played. I caught the end of his set because I got here kind of late, because if you follow me personally, you know that I was coming from another event. But I'm not going to go into that. Sam Westhoff, if you're not already hip to Sam Westhoff, you should definitely check him out, because he's very talented and he's going places. Paxton Pennington playing right now. I'm going to touch on him very briefly because I've been in contact with him for at least a year, and he sent me music. He came out with an EP last year. He's got some singles coming out next month that I haven't heard yet, but that I'm curious and excited to hear. And I'm very curious to see kind of where he goes with them. His last EP to me was a little bit, he didn't really have a specific sound. You don't necessarily have to have one, but I don't know. Like, I feel like he's still kind of trying to find a specific voice for himself, I guess. I mean, maybe that's just my interpretation. I like what he does. He's definitely got talent and he's got skill, but there's not quite like something that just, says Paxton Pennington to me. And I was kind of surprised. I hadn't seen him with a band yet, and he's playing with a band right now. It's like 6 people in this band, and I don't know. It's a lot different from the stuff that he's recorded, and it kind of feels jam bandy in a way. Like, there's songs, but it just kind of feels like the band is so powerful and so good that they're almost washing him over, like in the water, like in the sea, like he's in the ocean. And all these waves of all this, like the saxophone player and the keyboard player and all these people getting solos and stuff. It's a bit much, and I kind of lose a bit of Paxton in it. So still waiting to kind of see what his personal voice is. But that's just me kind of going off of a few things that I've lightly touched on. I haven't delved into the deep lyricism of his work or anything like that, as I've never reviewed him or even talked about him in any public way until now. So there's that. 4-minute mark. We're going to jump into Saturday, August 25th. There's a lot going on. So much going on. I can't even cover it all, and I'm just talking about one day in local music in Oklahoma City and Norman and surrounding areas. I'm not even talking Tulsa. So, first, I got to mention Amp Fest. If you don't know Amp Fest, it's in its 4th year. It's been around for a few years. It might be the 3rd year. I can't remember, but I think it's the 4th year. They are having. If you don't know, Amp Fest is female focused. It is art. It is music. It is power, and the music side of things. It's always female identifying artists or female fronted bands or things of that nature. They've got a big lineup, lots of girl power there. And they have moved to the Film Row district. Previously, this has been happening in the Automobile Alley district, and now it's in Film Row, which I think is a nice change, specifically in the parking lot of the Paramount, OKC. If you don't know, the Paramount is on Sheridan and Lee, I believe. They've had a lot of stuff coming and going there. They had a Paramount Theater for a while. They had lots of rock shows. They had a Paramount screening room that was also a theater, but wasn't called the theater, which was very confusing. And they had some shows there way back in the day. A little fun fact, I had an album release show there in 2015. They used to have a cafe that would have music, but then it went away and it became Noir. And Noir would have music, but it would only have them on the weekends. And it would be like these 3-hour like singer-songwriter sets with lots of covers. I don't know. It's gone through a lot of hands. And the latest group of people who are managing the space seem to have bigger dreams for what the space can be. And I'm very excited about that. And yeah, keep your eye on the Paramount in Film Row if you're looking to maybe do some events. They got a cool event space upstairs at the Paramount Room, etc. Anyway, but point is, Amp Fest is now happening there. What else is happening on the 25th? Well, Adafest is happening in Ada. I've been to Ada before. Multiple stages, totally free. Amp Fest is also free. A lot of these are free, actually, come to think of it. Amp Fest is free, Adafest is free, and Adafest is just, there's a few stages set up. There's one big stage, Cody Canada and The Departed is headlining, but then there's a lot of local music stages that are happening, like at Vintage 22 and at the Well Coffee and places like that. I've seen some nice singer-songwriter talent down there over the years since they've started having people kind of from Oklahoma City coming down to play there. There's VIBN Fest, VIBN Fest. That is happening as well on Saturday, also a free event. The Loaded Bowl is coming out to serve some food, and there will be music because VIBN Fest is named after VIBN, the record label. It's a new record label called VIBN, VIBN. Not entirely sure what they're doing, but they seem to be very contemporary, very forward-thinking. Wouldn't be surprised if they start coming out with like some cassette tapes and some things of that nature. Swim Fan is on the bill, if that gives you any kind of indication. I know that they've been promoting a couple artists with a couple singles. Haven't really listened to them. I'm not that familiar with their new and up-and-coming artists that they're promoting, but they strike me as probably electronic types, maybe from a DJ background, probably from the wake that is still being left after the chill wave, and the, all that stuff. And a truck goes by. So VIBN Fest is happening. It's going to be a super chill gathering. That's happening in the farmers market of Oklahoma City at something that's being dubbed the Warehouse. So check that out. Another free festival gathering is, well, Norman's got Pride. That's definitely one. Pride down here in Norman. Lots of music happening. I haven't seen like a centralized list of who all's playing and when, but there's just tons of it. Porch Fest is what I want to mention. Porch Fest down here in Norman. Literally, they set off like a couple of streets in a suburban neighborhood, and they have houses, people who own houses volunteer their porches to become stages for one night, and you can have like a dozen different porches with a dozen different artists, typically folk, but not always folk. Just finger picking, playing songs, and just hanging out, and you just walk around, you listen to music. It's a really cool, very unique environment. So that's a really cool thing. Also free, also all ages. Deep Deuce Sessions, of course, is happening down in Deep Deuce. There's so much happening on the 25th, Saturday. Really quick, as I have 15 seconds left, and even less, Dope Makaveli by Chris Savage. I listened to it. It's very good. It's very real, very street, and it's great. Check it out.